Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So let's get straight into this topic right here, man. So, as you guys know, the major news of this summer is pretty much it's pretty much over, right? All the major pieces have moved, and the last one was LeBron James, and now we know he's going to be a Philadelphia 76er. But prior to him joining the Sixers, there was a lot of speculation. Oh, everybody wants LeBron James. Everybody wants LeBron James. Everybody wants LeBron James. I'm like, damn. Everybody wants somebody on a veteran minimum contract. Like, I didn't understand it. If there was this high demand, why didn't they offer up top dollar for him, right? Knowing damn well that LeBron wanted max money from the Lakers, and the Lakers told him no. So they're like, all right, go get it on the market, and nobody offered it up, right? So you had all of that, right? Everybody wanted LeBron. So now he finally got signed. And then later on, we heard that they tried to get down with the Knicks. Knicks told him, nah, we good, son. Keep it pushing. So today I saw a topic on fadeawayworld.net with this headline saying, Cade Cunningham justifies not recruiting LeBron James to join him on the Pistons, and I just immediately busted out laughing. So let's get to this topic here. It says the Cade Cunningham led Detroit Pistons team topped the Eastern Conference with a 60-22 record last season and lost in the second round to the Cleveland Cavaliers after a nail-biting a 7-game series. And they did all of that without a veteran superstar on their team. So the natural progression from here on to improve their roster would be to add another superstar to the team. And LeBron James was the biggest free agent available this summer before he joined the 76ers. LeBron was the biggest free agent? With LeBron was a bigger free agent than Kawhi Leonard, who was an all-second NBA. I don't even know why I asked. I'm sure LeBron fans would say LeBron was better than Kawhi Leonard last year. But anyway, with almost the entire league interested in his services, this is not true. Bro, these websites, man, y'all are just a bunch of twerking ass websites. What are y'all talking? The whole league? What you mean the whole league? If the whole league was interested, where was this interest at? Anyway. But Cunningham saved himself the effort of trying to convince the 41-year-old to join him in Detroit. And he actually said this on a podcast, but I'll just read his comments here. All right. He said, I didn't give LeBron a call. I don't think he would have cared to hear what I had to say about it. He's doing what he wants to do at this point. I'm not mad at that. It is what it is. So good for him. Cunningham said in an appearance on the Sports Seriously podcast. I don't know where that report came from. I never told anybody that I talked to X, Y, and Z. I wouldn't say that report was all the way true either. I don't get into all the tinkering. I just kind of let our staff do their job, Cunningham said about potentially stepping into the role of a player who's making recruitment pitches for the Pistons. Of course, it was not realistic to assume that James would want to join the Pistons. When almost the entire NBA reached out to James, the Pistons were nowhere close to the short list of teams James decided to join. This is some serious spin right here. So Cade Cunningham might be right to presume James already had his mind made up. The Pistons are in a difficult situation due to their inefficiency in the trade market thus far. And then it just goes on to twerk it up a little bit further down the line, right? What are my thoughts about this? First of all, this article was a bunch of slop. All right, it was a bunch of slop. You guys are just making up stuff here. You didn't substantiate any of your claims about there was all of this major demand. You can't even name all these teams that wanted him. And again, if there's this massive demand for you in the marketplace, usually the dollars follow. And there was no max money, mid-level money out there that I was hearing about on a consistent basis. But whatever. I think they do this. I think they do a lot of this to just run interference and just kind of save the soul and spirits of these twerking ass LeBron James fans. What are my thoughts about this? Look, I think the reason that Cade Cunningham didn't recruit him is, number one, because I believe that he's serious about what he says. That, he doesn't believe in, tinkering with the team. Guess who else said that? Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson wasn't into all of the shenanigans. Yo, come and play with me. Let's try to, let's game the system. Jalen Brunson wasn't down with none of that. So it's not like as if it's just Cade Cunningham. Number two, The Detroit Pistons were the number one team in the Eastern Conference last year with a 60-22 record. So what does that mean for a person like Cade Cunningham if he's not into recruiting? I think that means that he thought, you know what, let's get better. Instead of me going out there and try to recruit somebody to add some more people, how about we try to get better? Last year, we failed in the second round. We were the number one seed in the Eastern Conference. How about we get better as a group and try to do better this year? This is like a novel idea. Same thing with Kobe and the Lakers. The year Kobe requested a trade, the next season, guess who improved? Andrew Bynum. And then Kobe just kept on playing and playing and playing and playing. And then Pau Gasol landed in his lap. It wasn't something that Kobe wanted, like he wasn't actively working on. Mitch Kupchak was the one that pulled off that heist at the time that a lot of people were saying. But he just kept on. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. That's how you get better. Even the year they lost with Pau in the finals, he didn't say, "Oh, let's do now." Fine. No. The next year they came back and they won. The next year they came back and they won. That's what happens. You just try to make slight improvements. But that's like a novel idea to these guys because it's all about win now, win now, win now, win now. The journey doesn't matter. It's just like, let's just cheat our way to the top. And then when we get to the top, we'll act like we did it in a noble way. And Cade Cunningham was essentially saying, no, I'm not doing this, man. This is what y'all do. This is what they get paid for. I'm going to do their job. They get paid for that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So I'm going to do my job and then do your job too. Then give me some of your salary. He's not paid to be making those kind of front office decisions. His job is to get better and make sure that the team of guys that he's playing with are ready to go every single night. That's his job. And that's what they did last year in the regular season. So the Pistons have something to prove. If you're the number one seed in the Eastern Conference, you win 60 games, bro. You got to figure out a way if you can't get to the finals with that kind of team, bro, like what kind of weak ass mentality is that? And that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. This article spin, it's all spin. There's no evidence to suggest anything that they were saying. The whole league, it's all nonsense. Total nonsense. There's nothing. There was all of these teams. Where are these teams? Where are they? These teams are somewhere in Narnia, where LeBron fans live. Like, come on. So, I gotta give, I gotta give some, you gotta give him some love for that. Cade Cunningham you gotta give him some love for that. I'm not running around here recruiting you, bro. Nah. If you want to come play with us, play with us. But I'm not going to run around here and try to get you to come play with me and do all. Nah, we're not doing that. But I need you for. We won 60 games last year. What do I need you for? To win an additional 5? Nah, I'm good. Well, let's figure it out over here. That's probably how he's looking at it. And that must be a novel thought to these new dudes. Because everything with them is, oh, let's make a super team. Let's cheat now. Let's cheat now. Let's cheat now. That's them.